special guest, Mike Flynn. General Mike Flynn has dialed the broadcast. General Flynn, great to have you on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on back again. And wow, what a time we are living in right now, huh? It's amazing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I mean, the new Trump administration is, 5 days old? I mean, at midnight, it'll be 5 days old. Your impressions thus far?
Yeah, I would say that he's doing extraordinary. I mean, everybody that's paying attention just saw him travel to both North Carolina and out to the Palisades there in Southern Cal. And and also just the level of energy that has returned to the Oval Office is extraordinary. I know that today he's out in Las Vegas and he's going to be getting an update on the immigration or the deportation operations, the deportation campaign that's going on. I was back and forth with the guy, Pete Hegseth, that just got confirmed as the Secretary of Defense over the last 24 hours. I was back and forth with him this morning, and I know that he's excited to get in there. He's at work today. I mean, what you're going to get, and for your audience, what people should understand is that there is going to be a new level of energy, a new level of leadership, direction, guidance, whatever the right word is that you want to accept, that's going to move this country forward as we need to fix so many problems that were caused by the previous administration. I mean, it's just incredible what we are learning in 5 days. I mean, the kinds of things that we're learning just in 5 days, and never mind when Pam Bondi gets her teeth into the Department of Justice and Kash Patel gets through confirmation, which he will. Bobby Kennedy. I have very good friends over in HHS, Health and Human Services, that are waiting for Bobby Kennedy. He'll go through confirmation this week. Tulsi Gabbard will go through confirmation this week. They will be confirmed. And we're going to learn so much about the level and the depth of corruption that has occurred in our government over these past 4 years. And the real challenge, John, is going to be to fix a lot of this, is the execution. And if there's one person that is demonstrating the type of execution that is going to be expected, not only by the American people, but by those that are about to serve in government, is the President of the United States. His level of energy, leadership, poise, direction, and class. I would add class because of the incredible news conference that he had out there with the mayor of Los Angeles yesterday, which I thought she was just so outrageous in her responses and the way she was speaking to the President of the United States of America. So anyway, I'm excited. I think the nation needs to be excited. I think people need to understand that we have a government now led, at least an executive branch, that's led by someone who really does love this country. And I can't emphasize that enough, John.
Well, General, I'm sure you recall, that we had a saying in the military that an organization takes on the personality of its leadership. And in addition, the Rhode Island translation of that is a fish rots from the head down, right? So I'm excited to see this level of enthusiasm and hard work and work ethic. I think Donald Trump sleeps 3-4 hours a day. It's insane.
Are you looking for a more efficient and affordable way to heat your water? Look no further than the hybrid electric heat pump water heater from State Water Heaters. This energy-saving water heater from State can provide plenty of hot water for your family while also qualifying you for rebates from your local utility company. Don't miss the chance to put real money back into your pocket. Act now and visit statewaterheaters.com to learn more. That's statewaterheaters.com to learn more.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/pod. When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
His top cabinet appointees are going to be expected to maintain that same pace. So I would expect a lot of action coming out of Washington.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've been back and forth with Tom Homan these last couple of weeks and days, and Trump sets the pace, sets the example, sets the standard. I mentioned Tom because Tom is really the pointy end of the spear for one of the major priorities that this president is taking on, which is this, getting rid of these illegals that are, I'm directly involved in the child side of that. So we are directly involved in supporting Tom Homan's efforts on these missing children. We're talking hundreds of thousands of missing children, right? And I can tell you that it is heartbreaking what we're discovering as we dig into the data and the analytics that we're getting out of, parts of our government to where these children are at. Never mind these criminal gangs that exist in our country that were allowed to actually just traipse right across the border. So yeah, Trump's going to set a pace. He's going to set a tone. He's going to set the standard. And like we would say in the military, what gets done is what the boss checks.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, this particular boss is checking everything. And he has his finger on the pulse of the American people like we've never had a president, frankly, in my lifetime.
Well, General Flynn, the other question that I get asked a lot, particularly since you appeared on my show a few weeks back, is there an official role in store for General Flynn in the Trump administration, or are you going to just kind of work on the periphery or on the sidelines? A lot of people want you back in government. Yeah.
I want everybody to just take a deep breath and be patient, right? There's a lot to do, and my sort of blend of expertise that I have from, international and intelligence and defense and strategy and security and those kinds of things. What the team that Trump has picked. The best role for me right now is to do kind of what I'm saying, what I've already said here on your show, and that's basically to be in a place where I can help these people get into these positions, make some tough early decisions. Particularly Mike Waltz, who's the new national security advisor. He's a good friend, and he and I have been in touch quite a bit. So, sitting back, and I'm not sitting down, but sitting back or standing back, I guess probably a better way, and looking from my perch, having already gone through, a level of persecution that no person and no family should ever have to do, I have a much, much better feel. And being, sort of holed up in one position would not allow me to kind of play that striker on a soccer field, right? A striker on a soccer field can go anywhere on the field, and that's where I'm at today. And I'm balancing that with the priorities that the president has set. So I'm okay. I want people to just understand that, I'm going to continue to fight for this country, serve the country, save the country from my standpoint. And we're going to have to really dig in. And I got off of a early call this morning with another group of people who are getting ready for the 2026 elections already, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm one of these local action, national impact people. And in order for us to do our part as citizens, we have got to get involved in local politics more than we've ever been involved in local politics. That's how we won this last presidential election, and we won the House back barely. We won the Senate back barely. And we still see we have people on the Republican side that are still fighting this president tooth and nail. And never mind the Democrats. I mean, I'll take a shot at Jack Reed because this is a station in Rhode Island.
Right.
But I thought that Jack Reed's opening statement for the Pete Hegseth hearing was outrageous, and it was completely uncalled for. And these people, instead of thinking about what's best for this country, and I live in Florida now. I'm a registered Republican in Florida. I was a registered Democrat my whole life living in Rhode Island. And after I got involved in politics, I realized that the Democrat Party is now the Democrat Socialist Party of America, and they're no longer true Democrats like I grew up in a sort of a Kennedy era Democrat. So people need to really, and my counsel to your audience, that Rhode Island and southeastern New England and probably elsewhere, people need to really start looking at.
Are you looking for a more efficient and affordable way to heat your water? Look no further than the A.O. Smith Hybrid Electric Heat Pump Water Heater. This energy-saving water heater from A.O. Smith can provide plenty of hot water for your family while also qualifying you for rebates from your local utility company. Up to $3,800 in federal and local incentives for heat pump may be available in your area. Don't miss the chance to put real money back into your pocket. Act now and visit hotwater.com to learn more.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/pod. When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
What is going on in our country? And there has been a takeover, and it was through our education system of our country by really a socialist movement, and you can use harsher words, and I've used them, Marxist and communist,
right?
Movement in this country. And people need to understand that is a very real threat. And it's a threat that has existed in our country for many, many years. And it really took hold over these last probably decade and a half, well before Donald Trump came down the escalator, 10 years ago. I mean, we're lucky. This country dodged a bullet by reelecting Donald J. Trump, the second president in the history of the country that has been able to do that. And now I'm going to tell you, I'll say this again. This man loves this country. He knows what needs to be done, but he's one man, John, and all of us now have a part as citizens. So like soldiers out there on the battlefield, every soldier counts, every soldier matters, every citizen counts, every citizen matters.
General, before I let you go, I just got to ask you one really quick summary question about international threats we face. In your mind, on your radar, what is our largest international threat at this point?
By far is China. China is the number one threat. They have been the number one threat certainly for the last 20, 25 years. And China has grown in scale and scope, particularly their military. And China is no longer just in the South China Sea, John. China, created their One Belt, One Road initiative about 15 years ago. And China is all over our southern hemisphere. They're all over the Asia-Pacific theater. They're all over the Africa and the Middle East. And that is why the Panama Canal is of such great importance right now. That's why Trump jumped on this, because there's two locks. They call them the East Lock and the West Lock. One's called the Gatun, and the other is called the basically the Panamanian Lock. The Chinese control that. 70% of our trade, of U.S. trade, goes through the Panama Canal. Never mind if we needed to use it for military operations. So we can't have that. And that's why Trump all of a sudden jumped on this Panama Canal issue. Never mind Greenland and the Gulf of America. But the Panama Canal is vital waterway for the United States of America's national security. And we have people directly involved in working that issue. And you saw the new Secretary of State, Rubio, go down there for discussions. This is not about the current president that's in Panama, if he's listening to this, because sometimes they do.
Right.
If he's listening to this, it was the previous president of Panama that was a communist that turned to the Chinese and allowed them to just traipse in. And now this guy that's down there, currently Molina is his name, he knows he wants to work with the United States. And he actually reached out to the Biden administration, and the Biden administration gave him the stiff arm and probably gave him the middle finger. So, and this is why Trump has jumped on this so quickly, and it's such an important issue. So China, there's many others out there, but China is by far number one.
General Flynn, how do people learn more about you? How do people follow you? And where can they see your movie?
Yeah, they can go to at generalflynn.com, or generalflynn.com is my website, generalflynn.com. And to see the movie, they can go to flynnmovie.com. We made it must see for all new people going in the administration. That they can go to flynnmovie.com, or generalflynn.com is my website, where I have news articles and books that I've written about fifth generation warfare in particular.
Well, General Flynn, thank you very much for taking time from your schedule to join us, and we hope you'll come back again soon.
Absolutely, John. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Sports.